credentialing, I can look down the list and that teacher checked this student did that. Minimally, I know what they can do. And that's with the standardization. And we've worked a lot with the KC3 and the Tech Ed Authority, trying to get some the seamless articulation, so it kind of all fits together. So we're real excited about that standardization getting a little broader, so that minimum bar is set.
Well, I love the fact that we're trying to get people to see construction, see all the different areas, because it's not just one man with a
project management, IT, marketing. I mean, the whole gamut of jobs is in there.
It's right there. Okay, let's go move on. We've just got out of high school or whatever, or maybe they're starting a new life and decided, you know what, I've always loved building houses or schools or whatever. I might go into construction. I show up and are you going to train me?
Yes. Our training program, our apprenticeship program, they come in 1 day a week for 18 weeks. Just like instead of going to work, they come to class. And then the rest of the year, there's documented work history to meet the apprenticeship guidelines. So you get on-the-job training that matches and supplements the technical instruction. And it's a 4-year program. And I just talked to a gentleman last night who's working on one of our projects in Wichita, and he has 1 year left. Actually 1 year to start. But he said, man, when's that next class going to be? And I had a nice conversation with him, and I said, that 4-year apprentice journey level card, that's like a diploma. That's a college diploma.
Right.
Or, as far as back to that workforce shortage issue, supply and demand. And this young man's going to have a ticket that a lot of people don't have, and he can go anywhere.
Yeah, and we're always going to be building.
Yes.
Period.
Question for you, and I kind of know the answer because Clay and I we've visited many times.
And you're brilliant.
Insider trading. You work a lot on instructional strategies. It's really important that in that apprenticeship you teach in the most effective ways possible.
Yes.
What have you learned in there?
Well, we've talked a lot about this. We've worked really hard with a lot of people to try to address what's being taught in the construction in the schools. That's just the what. The next step is that how. And we've talked a lot about in our apprenticeship program. We've developed some story-based instruction where they're actually given simulations and the teacher facilitates. And instructional strategies it's a constant challenge, but it's more the more you can do and solve problems and be engaged.
In a real situation.
In a real situation. We all know the answer to that.
Exactly.
The contextual learning.
It's just more challenging to develop. It takes time, it takes expertise, it takes energy.
And apparently it takes big educational words. If you didn't get it, don't worry. You can go rewind and play it again, as I will do when I get home. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Time for a commercial break, and guess who our sponsor is? Come on, help me out here.
Crossland Construction.
Well, we want to thank them too.
Appreciate it.
My sponsor.
Oh, do we have a regular sponsor? Pink Saloon.
He's being a snot nose. Ta-da! We went cheetah. I think this is cheetah. Can anybody tell me what kind of animal this is?
Cheetah.
We're going with cheetah. Cheetah top. I can't remember much about it, but it's major league comfortable. Funky jewels.
Hey.
Funky earrings. Oh, yeah. This is the part where he gets to touch me. With my permission. That's the only time. It happens occasionally at other times. But anyway, thank you to Pink Saloon, to Brooke. I flew in there today and I said, oh my God, I need something to wear. I was not in the best of moods. I don't know what's wrong with me. It could be hormonal.
Where are they located?
Too much information. Douglas and Oliver.
Douglas and Oliver.
It's totally convenient for me. Fly in, say, give me something. And she went right to the cheetah thing and goes, do this. And I put it on and I'm like, oh, it's so me. It could be you too. Pink Saloon. We'll be right back. My New Life Online is back. We've talked about businesses and their needs and how they do some of the training themselves just to get it. But here's the good news. At least in Kansas, our schools are already starting to anticipate that need. And one of them is Butler Community College. So we've asked Corey Gregg to be here. I got to read this. Senior Executive Director of Economic Development and Corporate Services. Big bucks.
Yeah.
Long title
right,
equals big bucks.
Right, from the community college. Actually, you should see it on my business card. You can barely read it because it has to be like so small.
So what
right,
is
it wraps
that?
around the back.
Do all community colleges have one of these people?
I don't know that all of them do, but I think that the ones who are really labor market responsive probably do and really get it and understand that we need to create a workforce for the state of Kansas. And so I think that probably you'll see it more frequently in the future than you do now. But
So if you're sitting on campus in your little office, you've got classes going on, what are you supposed to be doing?
Well, what I'm supposed to be doing is out working with business and industry, like Clay, and learning about their needs and learning what it is that they need in order to really build a talented and viable workforce. So I work very closely with business and industry. So I'm not on campus a lot.
Okay, yeah.
But I do interface with our students some because, of course, we want to make sure that the programs and services that we're developing are what industry need. And that's not always been the way that it's been in the past.
So we had one of your students here a couple of weeks ago in composites. How did that program come about? Were you involved in creating that training program?
I was a little bit. Yeah, the composites program is very exciting. And as you know, with the industry in Wichita the way it is, and moving from aviation into more of the biomedical, there was a need for that, and we had manufacturing technology. We did not have composites, but industry came to us and said, we can get composites here and here and here, but there's also some specialized composites that we need. Can you guys do it? And we said, sure. And that's really the beauty of the community college is that we have the flexibility to really respond to business and industry very quickly. So we don't get caught in all of that bureaucracy and that some of the larger institutions do. So I think that that's a real benefit for community colleges. But the composites program is just very exciting.
How do you pick which businesses, and is it just the big mighty ones that we go to? Because there's lots of little folks
There's
out there.
lots and lots of little ones, and those little ones feed into those big ones. But really, the little ones are really the crux of our economy. And so we understand that. Of course, we work with the bigger ones and the major aircraft manufacturers in the Wichita area, of course. But we go out, we hit the ground, and we're out there on the ground all the time talking to those mom and pops. Because you know what, their workforce is just as important to them with 1 and 2 or 5 and 6 people as thousands of people at the larger corporations that we deal with. So it's very important.
So if I'm a business and I say I have this specific need, we want to do X, Y, Z, will you train our people to do that?
And the answer would be yes.
Okay.
Of course we would. And again, that's the beauty of the community college. We can actually customize programs. So you come to us and you say, we have a specific need. We need our employees to be able to do this particular skill, or anymore we're hearing this particular soft skill. We're hearing that students are coming out without the soft skills that they need. In other words, the communication skills, the writing skills, those sorts of things. So
those are the basics, though, that we were told that we concentrated on long ago, right?
Well, I think that we were supposed to be concentrating on that, and I'm not sure that who's to blame. But the reality is that our kids and our students are not coming out with the skill level that they need with those soft skills.
I know I'm having to do this because
Yes,
I know he
know
wants to
this is
blame
his-
some people.
This
but
is his big thing. I know that. But
We've visited occasionally about this issue.
yes, I visited.
Those
You're
with
pretty
kinds
proud
of-
of me for just sitting here.
I
quietly,
am.
aren't you?
I
You're doing
cannot
really good.
believe that just happened. The man shut his mouth.
I know he's like silent for the first time.
That was very fun. Okay, so what about, let's go just the last year with the economy and all that kind of things.
Yes.
Did you start hearing different things from your businesses?
Well, times are tough for the businesses, but I think that what they're trying to do is to look to the future. That economy is going to turn around,
Right.
and they're going to need a workforce. And I think what they're doing, particularly